Have you ever seen someone demand the impossible with a straight face? In a small outdoor gear shop in Boise, Idaho, Ho Nguyen stood at the counter, her voice sharp as a knife, clutching a duffel bag that looked like it had been through a war zone. The bag was a mangled mesh straps ripped clean off, fabric torn like a bear had used it as a chew toy, and a suspicious coffee stain splattered across the side. HOA, with her polished nails and designer sunglasses perched on her head, insisted it was defective and demanded a full refund. The staff, led by a no-nonsense cashier named Mia, stared in disbelief. This wasn't just a return attempt. It was a performance, a bold lie spun in broad daylight. The story began 2 weeks earlier when HOA purchased the duffel for a weekend camping trip. The shop, Peak Pulse, was a local favorite, known for its durable gear and fair policies. HOA had walked in, all smiles, chatting about her upcoming adventure in the Sawtooth Mountains. Mia, who'd worked there for 3 years, remembered her clear list, even helped HOA pick out the perfect bag, a $120 heavy-duty duffel designed for rugged terrain. HOA left the store, bag in hand, promising to share photos of her trip, but no photos ever came. Instead, HOA returned with a storm in her eyes and a bag that was barely recognizable. Mia's first instinct was to laugh when HOA slammed the duffel on the counter. The bag's zipper was jammed, one side was slashed open, and it reeked of stale coffee. This thing fell apart on day one. HOA snapped, her voice loud enough to turn heads in the store. "I want my money back, and I'm not leaving until I get it." Mia, calm but skeptical, asked for details. Hoa's story was a tangled mess. She claimed the bag ripped itself while she was packing, then somehow got caught on a tree branch, and the coffee stain? That was already there when I bought it. The other customers in line exchanged glances, sensing the absurdity. But Mia wasn't new to this. She'd dealt with return scams before, people trying to pass off abused gear as defective. She pointed to the store's policy sign behind her. Returns accepted within 30 days, and used and in original condition. This bag was far from original condition. Mia politely explained that the damage looked intentional, but HOA doubled down. "Are you calling me a liar?" she shouted, her face flushing. "I'm a loyal customer. I deserve respect." The tension in the store thickened, like a storm cloud ready to burst. Then came the twist no one expected. A quiet teenage boy, no older than 16, stepped forward from the back of the line. His name was Ethan, a regular who often came in with his dad to buy hiking gear. "I saw her," he said, his voice steady but nervous. Every head turned. Ethan explained he'd been at the same campground as HOA 2 weeks ago. He'd seen her duffel bag pristine at first until she got into a screaming match with her husband. In a fit of rage, Ethan said HOA had thrown the bag into a campfire, yanked it out, and later slashed it with a pocket knife during an argument. The coffee? She'd flung her mug at the bag in a tantrum. The store went silent. Hoa's face froze, her confidence cracking like thin ice. Mia seized the moment. "So, you're saying you saw her destroy this bag?" she asked Ethan, loud enough for everyone to hear. He nodded, pulling out his phone. "I even have a video," he said. The footage was grainy, shot from a distance, but it was damning. HOA screaming, hurling the duffel into the fire, then slashing it as her husband tried to calm her down. The other customers gasped, some pulling out their phones to record the unfolding drama. Hoa's eyes darted around, searching for an escape. "That's not me," she stammered, but her voice lacked conviction. The evidence was undeniable. "Take off this phone. Mia, now backed by Ethan's video and the murmurs of the crowd, stood her ground. "Ma'am, you destroyed this bag. We're not refunding it," she said, her tone firm but professional. HOA, desperate, tried a new tactic, tears. "You don't understand," she sobbed. "I'm going through so much, and this bag was supposed to be perfect." But the performance fell flat. The other customers, now openly whispering, weren't buying it. One woman in line muttered, "She's trying to scam them." Another said, "What kind of person lies like that?" Hoa's facade was crumbling, and she knew it. Mia, sensing the moment, decided to make a statement. She grabbed a wooden sign from behind the counter, one usually used for sale announcements, and scrawled in bold marker, "Hoist lies won't fly. No refund for destroyed goods." She propped it up on the counter, right in front of HOA. The crowd erupted in murmurs of approval. Hoa's face turned crimson, her hands trembling as she grabbed the ruined duffel and stormed toward the door. But before she left, she spun around, pointing a finger at Mia. "You'll regret this," she hissed. "I'll ruin this place online." The door slammed behind her, leaving the store buzzing with adrenaline. Hoa's downfall, Karen SB, HOASB, didn't end there. True to her word, she took to social media, posting a scathing review on PeakPulse page, claiming the staff humiliated her and sold faulty gear. But the internet wasn't her ally. Ethan, the teenage witness, had already shared his video on X, tagging the store and recounting the campground incident. The post went viral locally, with hundreds of comments calling out Hoa's behavior. "Karma's real," one user wrote. "Don't mess with honest businesses," another added. By the next morning, Hoa's review was drowned out by support for PeakPulse. Customers flooded the store, some just to congratulate Mia for standing up to the scam. The wooden sign became a local legend, photographed and shared across social media with captions like "PeakPulse doesn't play." HOA, meanwhile, faced her own reckoning. Her neighbors, who followed the drama online, started whispering about her tantrums. Her husband, embarrassed by the public spectacle, reportedly left for a break at his brother's house. Hoa's attempt to manipulate the situation had backfired spectacularly, leaving her isolated and exposed. The duffel bag, now a symbol of her deceit, sat in her garage, untouched, a reminder of her failed scheme. In the end, PeakPulse thrived, their reputation stronger than ever. Mia and her team hung the wooden sign permanently behind the counter, a badge of their integrity. Ethan, the quiet hero, got a free backpack from the store as a thank you, and he shyly admitted he'd never expected to be part of such a wild story. The lesson was clear. Honesty outshines deception, and a community that values truth will always stand tall. What do you think? Where do you draw the line between a fair complaint and a shameless scam? Share your thoughts, because stories like this remind us all to choose integrity over ego.